Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's Tuesday. Right, Tuesday already. It's July 27th. Tuesday. I have too many cords on me. There. All right. Yeah. Tuesday, man. All right. So, gotta do my captions stuff. If you're here, please say hello. Good morning, Chris. Good to see you. And yeah, fun stuff. I'm going to be doing some stuff here this week. Not because, just to let more people know I'm online, because I don't think a lot of people are I don't think the notices or something coming up. And that probably means something on my side. It usually is. And Sierra, our other host, is really good at figuring that stuff out. So I'm going to put her on it so we can have a couple more people in here while we're doing this stuff. So today we're going to be talking about giving freely. And yesterday I talked a little bit about empathy. And I think what I'm getting ready to talk about, because you guys know me, I always like to talk about a little something beforehand, right? If you're chairing a meeting, sometimes it could be tough to chair meetings because it could be nerve-wracking. So this is what I do. Number one, don't take yourself so damn seriously. You're not in control. You're not in control. Your job is to read what's on the script and make sure that people have a chance to talk. So all I'm going to ask is this. If there are newcomers in the room, read how it works. Okay? Sometimes, like especially if we're newer at doing speaker meetings and, we want to be prepared for it, things like that. But we know how our best laid plans go, right? Yeah, we know how that works. They're subject to change at all times. So be open-minded that when you're starting that meeting, if you got a few newcomers in there, that you're going to have to change up. Okay. Today we're in a meeting and that's kind of where, and it still turned into a great meeting because the people in it recognized it and were like, because we had a little newer of a chairperson, right? Did they do anything wrong? Fuck no, they did. They followed the instructions. But throw a little empathy in there, right? Because the meetings are for the newcomers, not you. Okay? If you're going to meetings to dump your feelings and make yourself feel better, then you need to get a sponsor because that is not what they are there for. Okay? They're there to help the newcomer and to remind us of the fact that we cannot go out and drink successfully. It's not going to happen. That's my thoughts on it. Because what ensures immunity from drinking? Intensive work with other alcoholics. Meetings are there for fellowship and to pass on information. Okay? Your sponsor is who you should be whining to. Okay? Or a closed mouth friend or a therapist. Don't bring your whiny shit into the meetings. Now, maybe you have something specific, right? Who knows? Those are my opinions. Doesn't mean that's the way that it works. Doesn't mean I'm right. All right. We will make giving freely. We will make every personal sacrifice necessary to ensure the unity of Alcoholics Anonymous. We will do this because we have learned to love God and one another. I'm going to tell you that I'm okay with that. Because I'm going to tell you what ran through my head. We'll make every personal sacrifice. Fuck you. To right with that's exactly the words that went through my head. All right. Why? Because it's going to fight it. Always. Oh, what? No. You're talking about my stuff. No. Let's think about this for a minute. We will do this because we have learned to love God and one another. Do I trust God? Should be the actual question for me. Yes. So now my answer has changed. Okay? That is in AA Comes of Age, page 234. I've never read that before. I have no idea where to start for it. Thankfully, it's one paragraph. Let me see how long the paragraph. Let's do with the 2 paragraphs. And this is going to sound kind of weird, so let's see what we can do with it, all right? With the most heartfelt gratitude, I can report that we have never had yet to endure any such trials by fire in AA. In all those 20 marvelous years, no such thing as religious or political dissension has touched us. Very few have tried to exploit AA for wealth or fame or personal power. Why? Boundaries. Our traditions are our boundaries. Are you utilizing the traditions as your boundaries? Yeah, that's what I do. Then we have principles too. Why do they not do it? Because it's not going to work. It won't work. We all know it. We've made it very clear. Listen to the AA preamble. I'll cover it. Really. AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, is a fellowship of people. We're changing it now. Remember that. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of people who share their experience, strength, and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. The only one. Okay? There are no dues or fees for AA membership. You already paid the price. Okay? We are going to ask you for a monetary donation. You kidding? We got to give you. Now that you're not drinking, you got a little extra money. We know that. Of course, it might be going towards your bills. Take care of your bills first, right? But then we go through. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organization, or institution. Does not wish to engage in any controversy. Neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. That is it. There is no more. We do not have opinions on outside issues, nor do we have issues from the outside come in. Very few have tried to exploit. Okay, we have had great problems, but they have always been resolved. Never has a grave issue cut across and scarred the face of this far-flung fellowship. But again, this is no earned virtue of ours. Too many of us in our drinking days have suffered the terrible penalties of proud and angry pursuits to forget them now. These very pains have been beginning of what wisdom we have since incorporating into AA's 12 traditions. Hence, I feel confident that these forces of destruction will never rule among us. Look, we just got through Corona too. We've been through world wars. We've been through famine. AA has survived everything. We are prepared to pay the price of peace. That's the difference. See, I'm not concerned about that price of peace because I was talking about my faith in God. Because God's not going to do something that's going to fuck me up. That's my job. And I don't do that very much anymore either. We will do this because we have learned to love God and one another. At these meetings, as these meetings began on a theme of gratitude, so should they end. So our meetings should end on gratitude also. In other words, we're going to say the Lord's Prayer. That's what we're talking about. We give thanks to our Heavenly Father who, through so many friends and through so many means and channels, has allowed us to construct this wonderful edifice of the Spirit in which we are now dwelling. Okay? And we do that all together. There are people doing it right now that don't know us, that are building up AA for you and I. Right now. We're doing it right now. He had directed us to construct this edifice we are now dwelling. It seems as though he had directed us to construct this cathedral whose foundation already rests upon the corners of the earth. On its great floor, 20,000 of us are now sustained in peace, and long since we have inscribed thereon our 12 steps of recovery. And it's probably more than that now. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure when this was written, and I'm running out of time. So, hi Patricia, good to see you. Good to see you. You were in such a good mood yesterday. I loved what you had to say in the meeting. I loved it. The old on its great floor, 20,000 of us are now sustained in peace, and long since have we inscribed thereon our 12 steps in recovery. The older ones among us have seen the side walls of this cathedral going up, and one by one they have seen the buttresses of the AA tradition set in place to contain us in unity for as long as God may will it so. And now eager hearts, that's us guys, and the hands lifted up the spire of our cathedral into its place. The spire bears the name of service. May it ever point straight upward to God. I really like that. I really, really like that. I like the, and now eager hearts and hands are lifted up because we've been given hope from our quote unquote elders, right? The people that have gone before us. And I am certainly grateful for Bill and Bob and the other 98 people that did the work of building the foundation of our cathedral. Thank you. So, what does that bring me back around to? That's going to bring me back around to the responsibility statement. Oh, it seems we're having streams, connection issues. So I'm having connection issues on one of my streams, guys. Hopefully it's not the Dion Miller. All of them are Dion Miller. But my page. So, all right, let's finish this up. To be self-supporting through my own contributions was never a strong characteristic during my days of practicing alcoholic. The giving of time or money always demanded a price tag. As a newcomer, I was told we have to give it in order to keep it, or we got to give it away in order to keep it. As I began to adopt the principles of Alcoholics Anonymous in my life, I soon found it was a privilege to give the fellowship as an expression of the gratitude I felt in my heart. My love of God and of others became my motivating factor in my life. With no thought of return, I realized that giving freely is God's way of expressing himself through me. And that has to do with humility. Doing something for somebody else without expecting something in return. Gary and Chris already know what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the door. See somebody walk towards the door, you go running up there, you open it, they don't say thank you, and you get mad. What were your expectations? Were you just trying to be a nice person, or were you trying to get a phone number? Or did you just need somebody to give you some kudos that day? What were your expectations, right? We talked about reasonable expectations this last week. That's not a very reasonable expectation. Expecting somebody else to fill the hole in your stomach for you is virtually impossible. So we do that through God and the fellowship. That's why it's a we program. See, your sponsor is also a part of a big group, and we all do what it is that we need to do to keep it alive. Some of us don't have money, so we do service work in other ways. I'm talking about me. Honestly, I would rather do this. I can just throw money and that does nothing for me. I would honestly rather give my time. I feel it's, I feel there's a lot more weight to it than throwing cash at it. Okay? But we all have our places, right? So, all right, guys, it's going to be it. I will see you tomorrow for the daily reflection. I love you guys. Peace out.